Have you thought about living in the Bull Mountain Tigard area of Portland? Well, in this video, we're going to show you a few neighborhoods in the Bull Mountain Tigard area. And we're going to show you 3 different houses, 3 different styles at 3 different price points. And we are getting after it right now.
If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in the greater Portland metro area, then click the subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that you can be the first to know.
I'm Ann Stewart. This is Erica Hagfirst. And we get calls, texts, and emails from people all the time who are looking to make the move to the Portland area. Whether it's 9 days or 90 days, we're here to help you make a smooth transition. So reach out to us. As Erica said, all of our information is in the description below.
All right, so we're in the Bull Mountain neighborhood today. This is a pretty popular area with a lot of the tech community, as well as those looking to, be close to everything, but not right downtown. This is a pretty dense area. So it's a 2 square miles in size with about just under 10,000 residents. So that's about 5,000 residents per square mile. That's pretty dense, and that's what you find in the homes. They're trying to get as many people up here as possible. So you find very small lots, especially with the newer construction. There are a few of the older homes, which are highly coveted because you can get even up to an acre, maybe a little bit over, and you will pay to get that size of lot. And you live up in this area.
Yeah, I've lived up here for quite a while. I bought one of the older homes in 1999 on 1/3 of an acre, but I had to update the house because it was built in 1999. So if you want a yard or a decent sized yard or a big yard, you're gonna be looking at the homes that were started being built here back in the 80s, 90s, some early 2000s. We even see some mid-centuries back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And those go fast. We just sold one that was on a
fast.
1/2 acre. And it did need some updating, but a flat 1/2 acre in Bull Mountain is really tough to find. And so, like Erica had mentioned, it's high density. So there's not a lot of land for sale in and around the Tigard area, especially on Bull Mountain, which is where we're at right now. So any pocket areas, like the one we're walking in right now, it only has about 12 homes in it. And they're on smaller lots. And if you want a view, there are properties that have views in Bull Mountain, or territorial views, or views of Mount Hood, which are always really coveted. So the trifecta is a view, a large lot, and a home that doesn't require a ton of updating, which is not easy to find. But when
it will cost you a pretty penny.
It'll cost you. But they're around and they do pop up, and people really like Bull Mountain, like Erica said, because we're really close to high tech. We've got Silicon Forest out in the Hillsborough, Beaverton, Aloha area. So it's a really easy, fast commute for people to, drive out that way. It's a bedroom community. There's not a lot of nightlife here. If you want to do that, you go downtown.
But there's a lot of families.
A ton of families.
Really
great schools. In fact, they just built a new elementary school up here called Art Rufkin. And there's Alberta Ryder, which is also on top of Bull Mountain. So there's really great schools here. People like to be close to shopping. We're really close to Progress Ridge, which is just right down the hill. Yeah. There's also, tons of shopping, like grocery shopping, like Whole Foods and New Seasons and Trader Joe's, which is one of our favorites.
I know, it's so fantastic.
So it's just a really great community, close to things, really close to freeways. People really like it up here. Of course, when you're on a mountain, the cons would be that when it does get a little icy and snowy, you're probably not going anywhere because they don't really plow the roads too well.
Well, and like today, it's quite foggy up here. Not so bad down below in the lowlands.
The lowlands. But we don't get too many icy and snowy days. So it's not totally a thing, but it's just a great community. And we're gonna show you around to a few other houses on this tour today, but we're giving you a snapshot of 3 different types of houses that really represent Bull Mountain. But like we always tell people, Bull Mountain, you're either getting a newer, more updated house with a yard, no yard, or really small yard, or a patio style home, or you're going to take on an older home, but it might have a bigger yard. So it's really about lifestyle and presence, how you like to live. So keep that in mind. But houses sell up here all kinds, and there's all kinds of properties up here. So,
and really for your detached home, you're looking at probably about minimally mid 600,000s to get up to Bull Mountain. Probably closer to 700
Yeah.
to get any sort of square footage.
Yeah.
And then that goes up to well over $1 million, you know, when we start talking about some of these older homes on the larger lots.
Yep.
Especially if they've been, you know, redone. So keep that in mind. Price point wise, we do have a lot of new construction down on the Beaverton side and, you know, Tigard side, but there's a lot of townhomes going in where if, you know, this is the place you want to be, you can still get into the area probably in the high 4s to 5s. So, yeah. So something to note with these homes on Bull Mountain, especially new construction, is that you're not going to get a yard. They are usually pretty small lots. Think like 4,500 to 5,500 square feet for these big homes. And sometimes it's just a patio, sometimes it's side yard. It's really about density up here. And so they try to put as many homes as possible on the minimums that the city allows. And so just keep in mind that if you're wanting a, you know, big yard up here, it's a rare find. There are a few of the older homes, but when you're looking at things like new construction, they're going to be pretty tiny postage stamp sized lots. All right, so pretty cool. You can get new construction on Bull Mountain in the 700s. This one is listed at, I believe, $760. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,557 square foot home. Absolutely lovely. Got a lot of street appeal. Now you are rather close to a busy road. Bull Mountain Road runs right across the top of the hill, and that's just on the other side of this house right here, or on the other side of the street. So that's the concession you pay for getting new construction on Bull Mountain. But lovely home, good square footage for the price, and right in line with what you can get on Bull Mountain.
So we're standing in front of house number 2 on Bull Mountain, which is in the 800s, and it's a very classic, traditional, built in the 90s house. It's built on a large lot. It's a little over 1/4 of an acre, and it backs to a green space, which is a huge plus. However, like a lot of homes built on Bull Mountain, the lot size can be a little deceiving because a lot of the lot size is on a slope, and so it's not super usable. But it does back to a green space, so that's a big plus. This house lives like a daylight ranch in that the primary suite is on the main. A lot of the living spaces are on the main, but a good chunk of the house's square footage is on the lower level because we are on a slope. Bull Mountain tends to be on a lot of hills. This is the Hillshire neighborhood, which is on a lot of hills. So people try to make best use of, you know, the house and the space. But this house is built in the 90s, very classic Bull Mountain. And
this was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, just under 3,400 square feet, I think.
Yeah, it's about, it's right around that. So in the 800s, you can get into Hillshire neighborhood, which usually is in the high 8s to 900 range. Some even broach over $1 million. But they're built in the 90s. So what you want to pay attention to also is, has it been updated? A lot of these houses being built back in that era, they get a higher price point if they have a view of Mount Hood or territorial views of the city, and if they've had some both cosmetic and or system improvements.
All right, so we are coming up on house number 3. It is in the $900,000 range. This one's actually listed at $975,000. The 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, almost 5,000 square feet. That is a lot of square footage up here. So you can understand why it's priced where it is. It's got a nice outdoor space. You can't tell on today, but it's got gorgeous territorial views, a great yard. Some of it's on a slope, so it's landscaped, but it does have some usable outdoor space, which is a coveted thing here on Bull Mountain, especially since we're on a hill. Gorgeous, gorgeous home. This one also, being that it was built in the early 90s, has a lot of updated systems, so newer roof,
that's what we told you to look for, updated systems.
That becomes a big key factor when you're thinking about the price of how these homes are adjusted for. So great opportunity here, and again, while you can't tell today, gorgeous views.
Yeah.
So those are 3 different homes in 3 different price points in 3 different neighborhoods on the Bull Mountain area. If you want to explore that more or have questions about it, don't hesitate to reach out to us. All of our information's in the description below, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.